This is Pave It Black.
Hey, and welcome to Pave It Black, the official podcast of the National Asphalt Pavement Association. My name is Richard Willis.
And I'm Brett Williams.
And we're going to be the hosts of Season 1 for this podcast. We wanted to spend a few minutes letting you know who we are and why we're out here talking about asphalt in the paving community. I went and got involved in asphalt in graduate school. My lifelong dream growing up was to be an Imagineer for Disney and design roller coasters. But today, my passion is really working on your roads. I went to graduate school at Auburn University and did research at the National Center for Asphalt Technology. That is one of the premier labs in the country, actually the world, for asphalt mixtures and materials. But they also have what they call the National Center for Asphalt Technology Pavement Test Track down there, which is basically a 1.7 mile loop. Kind of looks like a racetrack, but instead of driving fast cars, we drive 45 mile per hour heavily loaded vehicles to damage pavements and try to see what materials and what designs are going to last the longest. When I graduated with my doctorate from there, I went and worked for Auburn University and NCAT for about another 8 years, focusing on research, looking into sustainable materials, new ways to design mixes, and new ways to design the pavement structures themselves. And now I work for the National Asphalt Pavement Association just outside of Washington, D.C., and help work with the engineering department here.
And I'm Brett, and I'm part of NAPA's engineering team. When looking back and how I got involved in the asphalt industry, I was at Michigan Tech and was part of the Thompson Scholars Program and the Pavement Design Construction Materials Enterprise. While doing that, we did a number of projects. One of the ones that I remember and would share with you is the National Mix Design Competition, which the team that I was on while there actually won that competition that year. From there, I went and worked with a few different asphalt companies that were NAPA members, and now I serve as the Director of Engineering here at the association.
So one of the first questions that we get when we started telling people around the office that we were going to be forming a podcast is, why? NAPA in the past has been very focused, and we've done a lot of written documents, and we put out a newsletter, and we put out a magazine and other technical publications. But we wanted to try to find a new way to reach some of those people that we want to influence, to possibly look at the asphalt industry as potential work, and really our members. Our members are one of the biggest audiences that we have. So as the National Asphalt Pavement Association, we are the only national trade association that represents the people who make the asphalt mixtures that are used to build the roads in this country. We not only support those members, we have groups of associate members who are the ones paving the roads, that are building the equipment that are used to build the roads, and even some of the other manufacturers and suppliers of things like additives and polymers and all that good stuff that ends up going into our mixes to help improve performance. But we wanted to be able to have a new way to talk to them about updates that are happening in the industry, trends that we're seeing, and where the future is going. The mission of NAPA is to support the industry, to advocate for it, and to advance it. And so really, we want to ensure that this podcast does give our members the support that they need to help their businesses become more effective, to help people, to advocate for our members in terms of us talking about the new way of doing things and really advance us into a new era of asphalt pavement design and construction.
In addition to that, really, the podcast is going to give us the opportunity to open the window on the industry. So how we build roads, or how we build parking lots or runways or different freight facilities, and then give a little bit more understanding of who is building your roads and really what it takes to get that job done, and just kind of, I guess, have the discussions so that it's not a mystery in terms of like how some of that work gets done. So just trying to create a storyline, create some interest, and help people learn about what our industry is. In addition to that, some of the topics that we're going to be covering will be innovations and technologies. So you'll be able to hear about how producer members and companies that are members of the association are incorporating different innovations and technologies, how those innovations and technologies impact their business, as well as how those technologies or innovations also impact their day-to-day operations.
The other theme that you're going to see that constantly is kind of running through this first season is a focus on workforce. Numerous reports have been put out recently about the challenges that are being faced by the construction industry to recruit and retain kind of the top talent. But the other thing I think that we're missing is there's so many people that when they look at a paving company or they look at an asphalt producer, the person that they think about is the person holding the flag at the beginning of the work zone. And there's so many other opportunities to be involved in this industry besides just the person on the crew. And while they're vitally important, we have front office staff, we've got engineers, we've got people that are in technology and software development. And so we're going to hopefully be able to share a few stories with you about people that have come to the industry through different paths and why they're excited about working for it and why it's been a great experience for them to be involved with it. So if we were to kind of come up with a title or a theme, overall theme for this first season, we're going to call it the modern asphalt industry, because it is something that we are pushing new technologies and trying to change the way that we do things, but we're also trying to reinvigorate and open people's eyes to what the industry is today through these workforce initiatives. So every week or every podcast, we're going to have a specific theme or a topic that we'll be discussing. Sometimes it will be focused completely on innovation. Sometimes it may be focused on working with family. But there'll be a specific topic for the day. And we're talking to people who are going to be involved in the industry. Most are going to be NAPA members. Others are people that help support us. But we want it to be a commutable podcast. So they're typically going to be somewhere between about 10 and 20 minutes long so that it's something you could easily listen to on a drive in. And then every other Monday, we're going to be dropping a new podcast via the NAPA website, which is asphaltpavement.org/podcast. Or if you've got a SoundCloud account, and hopefully one day we'll be able to maybe even get this picked up on iTunes. And then there'll be a total of 10 podcasts in this first season, and then we'll come back in the fall for a second season of Pave It Black.
Thanks for joining us today.
And we hope that you remember whenever you're driving down that road, there's a good chance that somebody paved it black. We'll talk to you soon.
Pave It Black is produced by Monica Dutcher of the National Asphalt Pavement Association, with podcast theme music credits to Coleak. You can find Pave It Black on most of your favorite platforms, including SoundCloud and iTunes, or at www.asphaltpavement.org/podcast. If you would like to suggest someone for us to interview, please email Richard Willis at rwillis@asphaltpavement.org. That's RWILLIS@asphaltpavement.org. Until next time, keep paving it black.